Tonight, it's the untold crisis of humanity along America's southwest border, punishing territory that can be deadly, especially this time of year. It's all part of the pressing immigration debate that's dividing Washington. ABC's John Quinones takes us to meet some of the families searching for answers and the people trying to help.
Just give me a nice pull on there so where you're comfortable and not too tight. There you go. Just like that. Perfect. Got it. Good to go? All right.
November 8173 November, contact approach 125.
We just departed Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. We're going to be heading down toward the Kiri Mountains range just south of Tucson.
The border is about 45 miles?
Roughly.
High above Arizona, a team of agents from Air and Marine Operations are on a rescue mission.
911 calls and rescues are up right now.
Searching for those in desperate need of help before it's too late.
We're dreading those hotter months. It's going to be rough.
It's not just hikers they're looking for. It's undocumented migrants.
How tough are the conditions out there?
It's dangerous. For everything that either bites you, sting you, poison you, they're putting their lives at risk.
Stepping into this country illegally means entering into a complex and often unclear and confusing immigration system. Decades of failed reforms and ideological divides leading to piecemeal policies. In the end, they've done little to stem the flow of illegal border crossings.
The battle over immigration.
The governor of Texas is taking his immigration fight to Washington.
Some Republicans calling for the Homeland Security Secretary to resign.
Desperation driving people to extremes for a chance at the American dream. But for far too many, that chance comes at a cost. Data from Customs and Border Protection between October 2020 and August 2021 showing authorities recovered 476 bodies along the border. Advocates say that number is likely much higher. The families of the missing left hoping for a closure that may never come.
I was thinking like nobody will believe me.
Tell me about your son. What was he like?
Mi hijo ha sido un hijo maravilloso, humilde, responsable, buen hijo. Yo le digo mi bebé le digo.
Ha llorado mucho. You've cried a lot.
8 meses han sido difíciles, sin respuesta, ¿verdad? Esperando el ADN.
It's been more than a year of silence for Claudia Martinez. All that time, she's been hoping she would hear from her son, Roberto Carlos.
Why did he decide to come to the U.S.?
Él tenía un empleo en un hotel, era el recepcionista. Y,
¿En Honduras?
Sí, en Honduras. Entonces, por la enfermedad que vino, la epidemia, lo despidieron. Él anduvo en todos lados buscando y no pudo encontrar.
What was his plan here in the U.S.?
Estudiar, decía él, un futuro mejor. Él quería tener su casa, tener su vida, tenía metas él.
The last time the family heard from Carlos was after he crossed into Texas in early April. By his mother's side, his aunt, Maria.
He called Sarah, told her like, I'm going to walk for 2 days. And my sister asked him, you okay? Are you sure about this?
He was planning to walk from McAllen, Texas to San Antonio?
Correct.
That trek, almost 240 miles through rugged terrain and harsh conditions.
When did you know something was wrong?
My sister tried to text him and call him at his cell phone and no answers. My sister said that something is wrong, Carlos. He's not like that. He always answers my text message. And then we start worrying.
Maria raced across the country to Falfurrias, Texas, to retrace the steps of her nephew, armed with missing person posters and seeking out the help of Don White. He's a search and recovery deputy with the Brooks County Sheriff's Office.
A piece of clothing just over there. So then the hard search starts. It's important to have the remains back. So they have a place to go, to put flowers, to worship, to be with their loved one as close as they can.
For decades, people have made this life and death journey in hopes of a better life. 20 years ago, I walked a similar path through southern Arizona with several immigrants and a coyote, a smuggler. They call this El Camino del Diablo, the Devil's Highway.
We've been traveling for 20 hours now. The temperature here in the shade has already reached 120 degrees.
We witness a search for a young woman gone missing.
Oh, yeah, we found a pair of female tennis shoes.
Her story ends tragically.
We gave it our best shot, and we tried.
Now, Claudia and Maria are bracing for news of their own.
They found some clothes to some remains.
Solo restos, dicen, pelo, una quijada, solamente. La ropa de él, el pantalón, la chumpa.
What went through your mind when you heard that news?
Casi me muero, me enfermé exagerado. Mi corazón, mi espalda era como que se lo abrían, tenía una herida así, una herida que no se sana.
More than a year after those remains were found, Claudia is still waiting for the DNA results to confirm they belong to Carlos. For some families, answers come decades later.
So we're here searching for unidentified human remains that are presumed migrants. We found 2 burials so far.
Kate Spradley is with the anthropology department at Texas State University.
Our federal systems for missing and unidentified persons work really well if you're a U.S. citizen. But in these transnational situations where you have families in Latin America, it's very hard for them to get their DNA into our federal systems.
Her team working with counties around Texas to search unmarked graves believed to be missing migrants and help fill in the gaps where the federal government falls short.
It is an uphill battle, but last year we exhumed somebody from Brooks County who had been missing for 21 years from Honduras. So it gives me hope that we can identify these individuals here.
At Davis-Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Michael Montgomery's team is hard at work trying to find people before the situation turns dire.
There's an active 911 call.
Joining us in the sky, Tucson Division Chief Steve Crescenzio from the U.S. Border Patrol.
If you look at a lot of these rock outcroppings, they'll climb into there for cover so we can't detect them. And then they'll find themselves in trouble.
So what does that tell you about the desperation?
The misinformation sending these individuals through this area. I have no idea what they're getting into.
The last year alone, Customs and Border Protection rescuing more than 13,000 nationwide, up 150% from the year before.
We're going to come to a hover.
They've got a unique challenge, enforcing border security while also acting as first responders if a life-saving rescue is needed.
It sounds like a contradiction. You know, you're doing law enforcement, but you're also a humanitarian.
They go hand in hand, especially in the summer months. The law enforcement mission quickly turns into a humanitarian mission.
Back on the ground, we link up with Jesus Vasavilbaso. After 13 years as a Border Patrol agent, he's no stranger to how unforgiving this desert can be.
It's impossible for somebody to carry enough water. They're going to be walking for 5 to 7 days.
Jesus, you grew up in Mexico.
Yes.
Most of the people you've apprehended, the thousands, are Latino.
Yes.
Do you feel guilty about that?
Not because they're Latino. I mean, I don't feel guilty. It is my job to apprehend people that cross the border illegally. It is my job to, enforce immigration laws.
20 miles north of the border, he brings us to a rescue beacon that he says has helped save lives.
So it has a red button. When you push that button, it'll send a signal to our office, and then we can come and rescue people.
For Claudia and Maria, the pain of loss still cuts deep. They're now working to assist other families find their missing loved ones, helping immigrants and warning them.
What message do you have for other people trying to come here?
Que lo piensen, ¿verdad? Porque los caminos son muy difíciles y ellos vienen a arriesgar su vida.
If you could talk to Carlos now, what would you say to him?
He knows that we love him, and I did my best to help him. Yeah, he knows that I love him so much.
Our thanks to John.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.